Of this Moodle quiz video, and this is the part where we're going to create our first question. And I'm just going to make it a simple, straightforward, multiple choice question. I'm on the page where you add questions, but I wanted to let you know if you get off this page. So for example, if you're back on your home page, I'm going to click on my hot link up here in my, these are called my breadcrumbs. And if I have my quiz there, which that has no questions in it, to get back to where you add questions, you can single click on your quiz and then click on the edit quiz button, or into your administration block, you can click on edit quiz here. To get back to your quiz settings where you title your quiz and give directions and whatnot, you also have that option here in the administration block. Oop, running out of battery. I got to do this quick. All right, so I'm going to go in where I'm going to add a quiz question. I have a question bank on the right-hand side. Basically, the way that this works is that you create a bank of questions, and then you are going to move them over to the center column, which means that you're putting them in the quiz. And I am not going to talk anything about your categories. This is all important if you are, number one, if you're starting to write a lot of questions, you want to create categories in your quiz bank to stay organized. And if you're working in a curricular team where you want to share your questions, you want to make sure that you're writing questions and not storing them in your course, but storing them in a place where your colleagues can get a hold of them as well to use in their quizzes. All of that is kind of the advanced building of quizzes if you're doing it in a collaborative way. Right now, we're just talking about simple, straightforward, create a multiple choice question. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is for my pop culture quiz. So I'm going to click on my button that says create a new question. And you'll notice you have lots of different types of questions that you can create. And I'm going to do a straightforward multiple choice question. I'm going to click next. And what you're going to do is give your question a name. This is really something super short that visually, if you were just looking at the names of the questions, it will be like a visual cue as to what it is about. And so this is about The Late Show. And I have copied my question from a website where I'm finding these little pop quiz questions or these pop culture questions. If I'm going to paste my question in there, I don't want to paste the formatting from the website, so that's why I click on this little clipboard with the T on it. That will strip the formatting of the, meaning boldness or the font type, so it doesn't all look kittywampus, and each question doesn't match each other. So I'm going to paste it in there. Now this really is only for my question. I don't need my answers, but I wanted those in front of me for a moment so that I can remember to type those in and I don't forget what they are. So my question is, who did NBC announce will replace Jay Leno in The Tonight Show? Oh, did I say The Late Show? I think it's The Tonight Show. All right, so I will go change my question name. So if you're doing a very simple, straightforward quiz, and this is for like a summative assessment, you don't have to put anything in the feedback fields. The feedback fields are if you want to create a quiz or an exercise where you want students to get feedback after they answer the questions or after they select a specific answer to kind of assist them in the learning process. So for my purposes right now, I'm going to leave all my feedback blank. All right, there's only one correct answer. And if I don't want to shuffle my answers, I could deselect that. Do I want ABCs, 1, 2, 3s? That's totally an option for you. And now I'm going to go put in my possible answers. So David Letterman, I believe that that's the wrong answer, so the grade is going to be none, which is basically 0%. I could give feedback if I wanted to for that answer. I'm not going to fill in any of that. Jimmy Fallon, I think that's the right answer. I can't really remember. I'm going to have to go back and check, but I believe that's the correct answer. So I'm going to change the grade to 100%, meaning that that is the correct answer. All right, Adam Carolla and Seth Meyers. So choice 3 is Adam Carolla, and choice 4 is Seth Meyers. All right, So now that I have my possible answers in there, I'm going to go back up to my question and I'm going to delete these things from here because they really shouldn't be in there. That's all I need to do a simple, straightforward, multiple choice question. I do have the option of more than four possible answers and a few other settings here that you can peek into if you'd want to. I'm going to say save changes and it brings me back to this page that you saw before, and you now see that I have one question in my question bank. If I want to use that in my quiz, I can click on this double arrow here and move it over to the center, and if it's sitting there, that is telling me that it's in my quiz. Now, if that were my only quiz question, I'd probably change the maximum grade to 1 and click Save. I'm going to add more questions, but if that was the only question, it's a 1-point quiz. And if you wanted to change this, because let's say you wanted to give 2 points for every correct answer, you could do that as well. That doesn't make sense to me, but you could. And then if you needed to remove a question from a quiz, you click here. By the way, that doesn't delete the question from your question bank. It still lives in your question bank. And then if you wanted to change this question, maybe you found a typo, you click on this little button right here, and that is the button to edit your quiz question. So if you wanted to continue to add questions, you go over to your bank. If you don't see your bank, it's probably because it's not showing, because there's a hide show feature as well. So those are the basic ideas for your straightforward, easiest questions that you can add to a Moodle quiz.